Are you ready to rumble? And in the left corner, weighing in at 65.3 kgs, we have the lazy natural that does the bare minimum to get the result that they need. Round of applause!
And in the right corner, weighing in at 72.2 kgs, we have the active natural, the one that is willing to do everything and anything on their hair just because they want to. Round of applause.
Sanibonani Ninjani, it's Zinhle Africa. I probably have lost my mind, but in my mind, this is a battle of two personalities. These are the mothers of the natural hair care community. It's either you are a lazy natural or an active natural. Or maybe you're like me where I have phases. Sometimes to get certain results, I will be a lazy natural. But then sometimes I love to explore my hair and I'm an active natural. It's actually really important to know where you fall between these two personalities and if it aligns with the results that you actually want from your hair. So without wasting any more time, let's get into it. So the first point is that the lazy natural will keep in their styles, especially protective styles, for a longer period of time, whereas the active natural will change it up every so often, every week, every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks. They just can't stay with a hairstyle for too long. The next trait is that the lazy natural will leave their hair alone. Once it's in that protective style, they just leave it alone. Yes, of course, you will moisturize and you will just spray, make sure that your scalp is okay. But for the most part, they're leaving their hair alone. Whereas the active natural is always in their hair. Like it's always a new style, a new this, a new that. You know, they are busy. The third trait is that with the lazy natural, they manipulate their hair a lot less. And because of that, they get less breakage. But on the flip side, with an active natural, because they're always in their hair, it's a lot more manipulation. And that unfortunately means that there is even more breakage than they would have experienced if they just left their hair alone. The next trait is that a lazy natural usually has less variation in their hairstyles. They will either stick to cornrows, braids, twists, and that's it. You know, they'll change it up every so often, but you'll find that they just keep on going back to the same 3 hairstyles. Whereas with an active natural, it's always a new hairstyle. It's just, you are innovative, you are unique. They are bringing unique, innovative, trendy, different hairstyles all the time on rotation. You never know what to expect. They have endless hairstyles that they do on their hair. The next trait is that a lazy natural focuses on creating a hair care routine that will leave them with as little damage as possible, whether that is just manipulation, heat damage, breakage, any kind of damage. They are trying to stay away from it at all costs, whereas an active natural is a lot more daring, doesn't mind taking certain risks. Yes, there are certain precautions that you can take, but for the most part, they test the bounds. If they have an experiment that they want to do, they will do it. If they want a certain hairstyle, they will do it.
Don't go away. Who's he?
So my final thoughts for the two personalities is that everything that the lazy natural does, most of the time the lazy natural will get a lot more results in length retention, moisture retention, and making sure that they have overall more healthier hair, and their hair seems to be growing the most, inverted commas, growing the most, but it's because they're retaining that length. Their hair is a lot healthier, and yeah, they've got their hair goals. Like, lazy naturals are people that are working towards their hair goals. They don't get distracted. It's just laser focus with them. And with the active naturals are so important in our community because they show us different hairstyles that we can do. They show us the beauty of natural hair. They show us the true potential in terms of styling and what your hair can look like. They really show us that our hair has no limits. It can really shock us in the way that it moves, in the way that it can be shaped, in the way that it can be manipulated and twisted and turned into beautiful hairstyles. So both personalities are so crucial and are so important, and they're both on a different kind of mission. So sometimes you're lucky, you can be the active natural and get the results of a lazy natural. Maybe if you can find a bit of a balance, but for the most part, the lazy natural gets certain kinds of results and the active natural gets certain kinds of results. Or you can be really smart about how you take care of your hair and just find that balance between being a lazy natural and an active natural. But most of the time, if you are on either ends of the spectrum, you'll find that certain results are for certain kinds of personalities. So please keep that in mind, and make sure that you're not frustrated. Make sure that you understand what you're doing and you know the implications of your actions.
Thank you very much. And we counted him all his wins.
That was an interesting kind of video, but make sure that you like, you comment, and you subscribe. Maybe I'm gonna be doing more hair battles, you know, and I brought my bow. I don't have a shirt, but I have my bow, so I have my bow for that. Other than that, love, light, and blessings to you. Until next time, bye.